All right, we're back here in our list, and now we want to go ahead and sort. Well, let's do something real simple. Let's sort simply by the country. We have people from Canada, we have people from Brazil, and when we want to sort, we simply go up here, and this is very much like Excel when you add those filters. You see the little arrow next to country? Click on there, and it opens up the menu. We can sort and we can filter. Now, we don't have a lot to filter by, but we only have Brazil and Canada. Let's go ahead, let's choose Brazil. And now we see that it has filtered out everybody on this list except the people from Brazil. All right, let's take that one step further. Let's say we want to filter by different states in Brazil. Let's say Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. How about that? And now our list has gotten even smaller. Now, we didn't go all the way through, but you'll see that everybody, as we look through and we go through, everybody here is in either Sao Paulo or Brazil, or Rio de Janeiro. And we can go ahead and sort again, or filter again by cities. Let's go ahead and let's sort now. Let's sort this list by the state. See how that works? And we can sort and filter by all of these. Let's go ahead and let's sort now by last name. But see, when we did that, it took out that secondary sorting by the state. That's what's going to happen if you sort here in this view. You can only sort by one criteria. Now, if we go ahead and we change the view, we create an actual view, we can do a little bit more sorting, and we can do as many levels of filtering as we want. The thing about this, when you sort and filter up here, it doesn't stay. Watch, if I go ahead and I go home and then come back to our customers, it goes right back to where we started. Now, if we want this view to stay, if we want to be able to use it again and again, well, we know how to do this. We have to go up to our list and create a view. We've done this already. So a lot of this is going to seem familiar. We're going to choose a standard view. We're going to give it a name. This time, let's work with Canada. Let's say that these are people that we are going to target for our fall promo in Canada. We don't want to make this the default view. We're going to leave it as a public view. We're fine with all the columns. We're going to come down here, and if you remember earlier in this course, I told you we would eventually get to these things. Well, this is it. This is where we're going to talk about sorting and filtering here in our view. So, we saw that we were only able to sort by one criteria in our default view, and we want to change that. We want to go ahead and create a view where we have two levels of sorting, and that's what we'll have right here. So first, we're going to sort by the column. We're going to go with a very basic surname, and we'll sort ascending, A to Z, or 1 to 9. And then we're going to sort by the second column, the state. That, you know what, rather than that, let's leave it at state. That's fine. And again, we'll leave it ascending. So now we're going to see everybody listed alphabetically first, and then by the state that they live in. Tell you what, let's change that around. Let's reverse that. Let's make state first, and then within each state, alphabetical. How about that? That'll be better. Cool. Now we're going to filter. We're going to show items only when the following is true. Show me the items when the column country, because we're going to get rid of, we're going to narrow down our field here, where the country is equal to Canada. And remember, it was abbreviated. You have to be very careful about your spellings here. Show me the items when the column country is equal to Canada and when the column state is equal to, we'll say Quebec. And we want to add another filter, so we simply go here to show more columns. Where the country is equal to Canada and the state is equal to Quebec, or when the column state is equal to, let's say, Ontario. Okay. Now we also have other criteria in here. Is not equal to, is greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, begins with, or contains. We have all of those different things that we can choose when we're filtering. But we're fine. We're just keep it simple with is equal to. This will be a nice view for us. And of course, we could continue to add more filters, but we're fine with just what we have. Scroll down here. Do we want to make this view the default view for mobile access? No, we didn't make it default view for the regular access, and we want this view to be available for the mobile access as well. So we're going to choose OK, and there we have it. So first of all, Canada, it's only showing us people in Canada. Now I know because I've worked with this list, we have over 500 people in Canada, so I'm not going to go through all of them. Trust me, we only got the people in Canada. Then we sorted by state, and we see Ontario, a lot of folks in Ontario. Let's see if we can easily get to Quebec. We have a lot of customers in Ontario, don't we? There we go. There's our Quebec folks. And if you haven't noticed already, they were sorted by our state, so they're all the Ontarios, then all the Quebecs, and then within each of those subgroups, sorted alphabetically by the surname. And that's a view that we can keep. So if we go back to changing our view to the default view, we can at any time go ahead and get back here. And we can still sort and filter here. Let's say that we want to filter by cities. Let's pick something. Let's say we just want people in Montreal. Now, remember, though, that this view isn't going to stay. If I go off of this, if I go back home, and then once more come back to our list, not only is it at my default list, but even if I go to that view that we created, it's not going to be there. So this is just temporary. Let's see how many people we have in Brantford. Just one. But I can also filter by more criteria here. Let's pick Brantford and Montreal. See that? And I can still sort. I can do a reverse sort. So the Brantford person is now at the end. Same with by surname. But again, just like this, these won't stay. You need to create that view. And that is sorting and filtering in a view, whether you save one or you just do it here in the default view. All right, the next thing we're going to do is simply export a list to Excel.